Hello everyone, and in this video I'm going to be going over what is probably one of the most varied Happy Meal toys that have ever been released for McDonald's. And that is the Neopets line of plushies from McDonald's in the years 2004 and 2005. So first of all, before we begin, a quick disclaimer is that I am Australian, and in Australia we more often than not refer to McDonald's as Maccas. Now, this started as just slang many moons ago, but more recently, in the last decade or so, McDonald's have actually adopted this in Australia as their actual name. So they've kind of changed their signs to saying Maccas in places, and this was more or less done a few years ago for their anniversary of being in Australia. So in Australia, we call Maccas Maccas. So if I happen to slip up and say Maccas instead of McDonald's in this video, you know what I'm referring to, but I'll try to use the word McDonald's as often as I can. So with that out of the way, let's look into this Happy Meal toy. So between the years of 2004 and 2005, there were two waves of Neopets plush toys released at the McDonald's in part of the Happy Meal Kids Meal toy series. So but over these two releases, there were 27 different Neopets species released in 7 possible different colours. So, doing some quick maths, that means that 189 total plush toys were released in the Australian release. Now, in the US release, there were about 4 additional toys, but these were just items of in-game items like paintbrushes and Nova Stars and Negs. I don't know why we didn't get these in Australia. I'm fairly certain we didn't because I've never seen them either when I was a kid, nor have I seen them for sale online. I've seen lots of McDonald's on eBay of the Happy Meals, just not the items. Those are only available from US sellers. So I'm fairly certain that we didn't get those in the Australian Macca's Happy Meals. So I don't know why. It's very weird that we didn't. All the rest of the toys are exactly the same, it just doesn't have those additional 4. So 189 in the Australian release, 193 in the American release, unless I'm miscounting and there's more of those little plush toy items. I'm not 100% because, again, they weren't in the Australian release of the Happy Meal toys. So that's interesting. So all of those toys, usually we only get like maybe less than 10 per Happy Meal release. Like you get like, I don't know, your little Sonic the Hedgehog figurines or your little Sonic the Hedgehog electronic toys. I don't know why I got the most amount of Happy Meal toys I had as a kid was Sonic the Hedgehog. So whenever I think of Happy Meal toys, I'm like, Sonic the Hedgehog and Neopets, of course. But anyway, so you kind of only get like maybe less than 10, maybe usually, maybe on the lower end of like 5 or 6 toys in each set. But this one had 189 total plush toys. That's incredible. So while they were more or less the same designs, they were different colours depending on what you opened. So that was pretty unique in itself. And not only were there so many different plush toys, there are also an additional 24 pet tags that you could find attached to your your Neopet rather. And pets are pets for your pets. Pets, there we are, makes sense. So this means that in addition to opening up a random Neopet in a random colour, you would also get a pet tag attached. Though, from what I can tell, some species of Neopets didn't have pets for some reason. Not sure if they just couldn't attach the tag. Like, I'm pretty sure Grundos don't have pets attached, which is weird. So if you opened a Grundo, you just knew you weren't getting a pet, but I might be wrong there. But most of them did have a random choice of pet tag attached. So you might get your blue Kachik, and it might have a Slorg attached. But then your friend might also open a Kachik and also open a blue Kachik, but they'll get a Feepit instead of a Slorg. So it was pretty random. You would also get a TCG card. So that was also pretty exciting, but nobody ever cared about the TCG card. So while you opened it, you were kind of faced with like this plastic bag which said the species of Neopet, and that's all you knew. So the bag would say Grundo, and then you would go to open up your bag and you wouldn't know what colour it was until you opened the bag or what card you got. So you'd open your little bag that says Grundo, and then you'd find out, oh look, I've got a green Grundo with no pet because Grundos don't have pets apparently. But if it was not a Grundo, you would open it up and it would have a pet tag. So you'd get your TCG card, you get a little insert, which was an ad for the TCG game, and that was pretty exciting. It was like a little blind bag where you knew what species, but not what colour. And that was fairly exciting as a kid to get. So it's so varied that there's this online website, which is the Fast Food Toy Museum, and it's got various fast food toys for kids collections. Mainly McDonald's, but it does have other Burger King and places like that. And it's mostly Australian as well, which is pretty cool, but it does have UK and US fast food toys as well. It's a pretty cool website, and it usually has fairly complete collections. However, what I noticed when I was looking at it for this video for research, I noticed that they only had like maybe 4 of each species. And they said like 7 available asterisks, not all pictured. Which is just wild to me. Like, even a collector's website which has every single other Happy Meal toy from like the 80s, and you can look at all like the ones from the 90s, and I got huge nostalgia, and I was able to pick out which one was my first one. It was like Winnie the Pooh or 101 Dalmatians or something, and I was able to say, I remember having that, and something I've never thought about in years. It's a very cool website. But anyway, I was trying to find someone with a complete collection. And then I finally did find a complete collection, and it was by a Reddit user named Brian1-2, and they have the complete US collection, and you can really see in this picture the incredible variety of this Happy Meal toy. They've got all 24 unique pets, they've got all 194 of the US release plushies, which means 189 Neopets, with the additional items that were in the US version. I'm not sure if I'm fairly certain this got a UK release as well, but I'm not sure if the items got released there as well. But they didn't in Australia, which is really weird. But anyway, so they have this full collection that they posted on Reddit about a year ago, and it's just, you really don't know how big this release is until you see it all in one picture. And it's honestly just surprising that McDonald's went to this extent. And yeah, sure, it's just colours of variation, so more or less they're all the same shape. Like, if you couldn't tell if these were 2 blue ones, or if one's like a polka dot one or checkered one or what have you. So they're more or less the same in terms of their structure, but it was really neat that you might go there with your friends after school and get a Happy Meal, and you may have like 5 friends and you might all open a different Neopet, even down to the little pet tag or the TCG card that comes with it. So that's pretty exciting and pretty unique. And as far as I'm aware, McDonald's have not released such a varied Happy Meal toy collection ever since. And I mean, I might be wrong. Let me know in the comments if you know of another time that McDonald's has gone so insane with their Happy Meal toy release. So it's really been a long time since I've really paid much attention to Happy Meal toys. So I could be completely misremembering or not even knowing that they've done something like this before, but it just seems such an incredible feat to have such a varied range of toys available, and the full collection is just incredible, and there's such nice colours. So not only are there the 4 like standard colours that you'd expect that Neopets typically come in on the website, you've also got your paintbrush colours like the starry one or the cloudy one. It's very cool. But anyway, I thought I'd make a quick video about these Neopet toys because they're actually a huge source of nostalgia for me, because even when I couldn't experience the website too much because I didn't have internet at the time, I was able to experience it through these toys. I remember having a few and just loving them. So yeah, I just thought I'd cover that. So did you get any of these as a kid, or do you still have them? Let me know which ones in the comments, and just gush about Neopets with me, because it's my favourite source of brain rot and nostalgia at the moment. So talk to me about it in the comments. Like this video for nostalgia sources. Subscribe if you haven't already. I do ramble about other things other than Neopets sometimes, mainly Digimon, sometimes Tamagotchis. So subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, I'll love to see you on the next one. Bye!